The following program has been rated PG-13.
Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of His word and Israel. Once again, it is that time. I love doing this. I think y'all already know that. I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, I thank you so much for bringing this Sabbath in with me. Here, your brother, I thank you, and I love you guys so much. And I just want to thank you so much for all the support that you guys give me. I want to thank you for reaching out to me on Instagram and an email. And I love having a conversation with you guys. And I'm telling you, it really makes my day when you guys do. I love talking to you. I really, really do. Now, Tonight, we are going to be talking about one of my passions. The reason why I got into the Bible in the first place. We are going to be talking about what the world likes to call UFOs, but what the Bible calls angels. All right? And I'm going to be very giddy. I'm letting you know right now, because this is the thing that has me going on high energy. I love this subject. Now, just to give you a little background about this, ever since I was a kid, I'd probably say 2-3 years old, I've always been into UFOs. Always. I know this has been my calling. I know it is. And the reason being is because my fascination has always been there, but I never knew what these things were. Not until I got into the truth. Now, I kind of got the gist of what these things were when I was still out there in the world, all right? But I didn't have a full understanding. But I knew that those UFOs had something to do with God. I knew that already. But I didn't know just how much they were. I really did not know that they were indeed angels at that point. I didn't know. But as I got into this truth, and it wasn't until I got into the truth that the Most High started showing me in these scriptures where to go, what they were, precepts to back it up. And now I'm like, it blew my mind. Completely blew my mind. So let's go ahead. First thing I want you to do, I want you to open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. And we are going to be reading Ezekiel Chapter 1. We're going to read the whole chapter. Now, before I do that, I am going to show you a video. I've had this video since maybe 2007, 2008. It was a long time ago. And I always kept this. And I want you to watch this video. And the main thing, I need you to listen. I want you to listen to everything that's being said. If you have any distractions, get rid of it. And if you can't get rid of it, come back to this lesson later. But I want you seriously to listen to everything that is being said. Then, of course, we're going to talk about it afterwards, all right? So without any further ado, here we go.
Okay, but if there are craft, there are beings.
Okay, people have asked me about, I call them vehicles, okay?
Right.
Now, I did not call them objects. That was too neuter for me.
Okay.
I had a Stanford professor said you ought to call them objects. No. They have all of the qualities of a vehicle. Mm-hmm. They can move. They're just like a missile or anything like that. So that much we can say about them, for sure.
Okay.
So I'm calling it a vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, somebody comes along and says, well, now where would you manufacture one that's 2.5 Earth lengths long? And that's a hard question to answer.
So are you not positing the idea that those vehicles contain, beings who are, maybe like us?
I only go along with garment images. And if you want to know about people kind of thing, there is the ship that picked up the Voyager capsule at Alameda Naval Shipyard, and they have a picture there of I think it's the Apollo flight that Buzz and Neil were on. But anyway, there is one image there that shows black people getting off.
So people with dark skin getting off.
Not dark, black.
Black skin.
Really black. Yeah.
Were they tall?
Yes.
Very tall?
Yeah.
How tall? Do you know?
Well, they got out the doorway. I don't know how high that is, but
Well, what?
it's safe. 7 feet would be probably a conservative estimate.
Have you heard about Clark McClellan's statement about that?
No.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Have you ever been in touch with him?
No.
No?
There is one image there that shows black people getting off.
So people with dark skin getting off.
Not dark, black.
Black skin.
Really black. Yeah.
Were they tall?
Yes.
Very tall?
Yeah.
How tall? Do you know?
Well, they got out the doorway. I don't know how high that is, but
Well, what?
it's safe. 7 feet would be probably a conservative estimate.
All right, Israel. Okay. Y'all know I'm ready to go in and break this down. First off, what did that man say first that grabbed your attention? What did he say? What did he say? First of all, he spoke about these vehicles, and I don't want to go into that yet. We'll get into that as the lesson progresses. But what did this man say? What was the main thing, the main factor of what he said? He said that these people that got off of these ships, which were indeed at space stations, and not only that, but they also had pictures. What did he say? Meaning they had evidence. What did he say? He said black people got off of these ships. Black people. Black people. So when we go through this lesson here, and this is why I'm so excited to do this, you're going to see that what came out of this white man's mouth was 100% accurate. All right? So before we get into Ezekiel, because we're going to read Ezekiel Chapter 1, we're going to read the whole thing. I want you to first go to Jeremiah Chapter 17, verse 4. So I want you to open your Bibles once again to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. I want you to go to Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. This is very important. I want you to keep this in your mind. I want you to keep it in your mind always, but tonight I want you to keep this in your mind. I'm going to read this to you. Watch this. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Now, why did I bring that out? Why did I bring that out? Because the Most High said, in regards to us Israelites, we were going to be discontinued from our heritage. Now, what does that mean? The term discontinue means to stop, to cease. You know when you go to the store and there's something that you always love, a certain product, and then you hear that this product has been discontinued and you're like, oh, damn it. Really? Yes. This is what the Most High did to us. He said our heritage, our culture, we're going to be discontinued from. That was one of the curses. We're going to be removed from the things that we are used to seeing, from the things that we know. He says, taking it away. So all of us walking right now, our ancestors, probably going all the way back to the very first set of slaves that came in, because that first set of slaves, they knew who they were. And through the breaking of our people, as the curses said, we forgot who and what we were. And we suffer the effects of that now. But now we're coming back into these scriptures and we know who we are now. So there is a major, major part that we have to be re-identified with, and we're going to read it here tonight. Read it tonight. And after you read this, I'm telling you, a lot of your lives should really, really change. All right? So now I want you to go to Ezekiel Chapter 1. And I love this. Oh, I love the anomalies of the Bible. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me get a drink real quick before we get started, because I know I'm going to be talking. I'm just going to be going. Let's do this here in Ezekiel. Ezekiel Chapter 1. All right? If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do this. Now it came to pass in the 30th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Shebar, that the heavens were opened and I saw visions of God. So now I wanted to bring this part out here. Well, I wanted to bring out Jeremiah 17:4 because it talked about the captives as well. So now this is Ezekiel talking, our ancestor. What did Ezekiel just say? He just said that he saw visions of God. The heavens opened up. Now you got to remember, Ezekiel's a prophet. This is the future prophecy. Future prophecy, meaning what's going to happen in this generation or the next, whichever one the Most High decides where he wants to come back at and send Christ and the angels to come back, whichever one. But it wasn't then. It's a future prophecy. All right, watch this. Verse 2, in the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King, I always have a problem pronouncing his name, Joachim's captivity. Verse 3, the word of the Lord came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Shebar, and the hand of the Lord was there upon him. So, do you see how descriptive the Bible is? Breaking it all the way down from the month to the day to the year. Who's in charge? What captivity we're under? The Most High doesn't leave anything out. And do you know why he does this? Because we can always go back and review the records, which these Edomites actually have. They have all our records. They know all of this. This is how and why they know who we are. All right, verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it. And out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. Now that is very, very descriptive. Now this is something right here that you've always seen Hollywood try to recreate. They've always tried to recreate this very thing right here, and it's coming out of Ezekiel, right out of the Bible. They recreate our heritage. What the things that we saw. Now, as you learned before, if you've been studying with me, a cloud represents a chariot. The Bible calls chariots clouds. These are machines. They are vehicles. Verse 5. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. They had the likeness of a man. They had the likeness of a man. So here you have these vehicles, and out of these vehicles are beings, 4 different types, 4 living creatures, 4 living creatures. Did you hear what I said, Israel? Did you hear what I said? 4 living creatures that came out of these clouds, that came out of these chariots. Now, the world would call them UFOs. The Bible calls them angels. I'm going to lose my voice tonight. I know it. I already know it. And that's okay. All right. Verse 6. And every one had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings. So here it is. Here is the Most High through Ezekiel breaking this down and showing. You have to remember, Ezekiel is looking at this right now. He's seeing this. Remember, the heavens were opened. And here comes these chariots. What is this talking about, Israel? This is talking about the last days. This is talking about in the book of Revelation. So not only did John have this revelation, Ezekiel had it. Old Testament, New Testament. New Testament, Old Testament. They always tell the same story over and over and over. Here we go. Okay, verse 7. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. Listen closely. And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. Woo! Burnished brass, Israel. Who else? Who else in the Bible was described as a color of burnished brass, Israel? Who is that? None other than our big brother Christ himself. So, what is this saying here, Israel? That the angels that the Bible describes are black. This is why the Most High said, I am going to discontinue you from your heritage. You have to remember, there was always angelic activity on the earth. Even if you go back to the book of Genesis, what did the Most High put right outside of the gates of the Garden of Eden? What did he put? He put an angel right there with a flaming sword. Saying that you can't get in. You can't get in. Now, as you remember, as we learned before in the book of Revelation, what's going to be at the gates of New Jerusalem? At all the entrances, what's going to be there? Angels. Angels. And guess what? The angels are black. Black people. Just like the man said in the video. And not only that, but they were tall. He said just one of them was like 7 feet tall. Now you have to remember when the Most High said that there will be angels that's standing on the sun? And we're going to be able to see all of this. And I'm breaking it down this way so that you can really get a visual. I'm going to break this microphone one day. You are going to get the visual of what is coming to this world. Again. Because this has already been here. We just don't know it. We don't have any recollection of it because we were discontinued from our heritage. Let's continue. I love every bit of this. Every last bit. All right, let's continue. All right, we left off at verse 7. Now we're going to verse 8. And they had hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. Verse 9. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went. They went every one straight forward, meaning that these beings, these man-like creatures, had control of their wings. They told it what to do. They controlled, just like the same way how a cat or a dog or whatever can control its tail. And they went straight forward, zipping. No turns. Cutting through the atmosphere and breaking the laws of physics. They are not under the laws of physics that are down here on this earth. They don't have to make turns. They cut the atmosphere. They do whatever they want to. That's how powerful these creatures truly are. All right, let's continue. All right, we are at verse 10. As for the likeness of their faces, Israel, listen to this. They four had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side, and they four had the face of an ox on the left side. They four also had the face of an eagle. Now we got to stop for a second, Israel. Now we got to stop. Can you imagine seeing this being? And it has four faces, but it has the body of a man and wings and tall. Now, as you know, every time one of our ancestors came into one of these angels, what was the reaction? Always, they were in complete, total fright and terror. It always fell straight down to their face. And the angel always had to say, "Get up. Don't be afraid. Come on, stand up. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid." These things are terrifying. And do you know how when you just have the stupid Christian church, do you know how you just have people sitting there just talking about, oh, well, I saw an angel today, and an angel told me that you were a damn liar. You didn't see a damn thing. Because if you did see an angel, and especially in this day, you would have lost your brains. He would have went absolutely, or she would have went absolutely crazy. They would have to lock her up in a nut house if we saw one of these things today. Now, you have to remember, back then, our people were already used to that. But even when they saw them, they were still petrified. So anybody today sitting talking that nonsense or whatever, you look at them dead in their face, they be like, okay, well, what did it look like? Tell me what it looked like. Idiots. Dumb, just dumb, stupid. All right, verse 11. Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings of every one were joined one to another, and 2 covered their bodies. So here you have these wings, right, that stretch. One set of wings just covered their body, and the other ones were spread out, allowing them to fly and cut the atmosphere. Now do you see where the Most High, why he put birds and different things like that? These are things that he already created. Remember, the angels were created before us. So he took visions of those things, the things that he already made, and gave a bird wings and gave it its face, even with the eagles and everything. So when you see these animals, these are derivatives of what the Most High had already made prior to us, prior to the earth. He's just giving you little bits, little captions of things. I love the Most High, and I love how he is. Just these little things. These little things, these little bits and pieces of what we're going to see. Remember, it said it had the face of a lion. We see lions all the time. Judah! And here we see an ox. We see the oxen all the time. We see us. And these eagles. All the time. And they're right there in front of our face. And he just continues to wow us every day. All right, let's continue. Verse 12. And they went every one straight forward, talking about their wings. Whither the Spirit was to go, they went. And they turned not when they went. That's what I was mentioning earlier, that these things don't turn. They break the laws of physics. They just zip, 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 all over the place. All over the atmosphere. Man. And I'm going to show y'all another video too. I'm going to show you another video. Just hang in there with me, okay? All right, verse 13. Watch this, Israel. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire. Israel, what color are coals? What color are coals, Israel? Coals are black. I don't think you can get anything blacker than a coal. Maybe Wesley Snipes. But these angels are Wesley Black. Black. Now, the world shows you this. This is what the world shows you. This is what these Edomites have taught us and everybody else. That the angels are white. Look at it. Look at it, Israel. It's so white. It's so perfect. No. This is a lie. It's a lie. According to the scriptures, it's a lie. The Most High said that angels are black. Just like us. Black. And if we are different shades of black, then guess what? These angels got to be different shades of black too. Because remember what the man said in the video. He said he saw black people, meaning a variety. Not just these straight black, like the color of this background here. No. He said he saw black people. Something he is already familiar with. Black people on those. Israel. Black people coming off the ships, out of the vehicles. And remember, he kept emphasizing vehicles. 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 These machines. And we thought that man created this. No. That's why Solomon, I keep saying this all the time. Solomon said there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing, not a damn thing. All right, let's continue. We are at verse 13. I'm going to read it again. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire and like the appearance of lamps. We just recently went over that. Why do they have the appearance of lamps? What does the lamp do? The lamp lights you up. We just read about that last week. It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. So this is a good place to show you that other video. I want to show you this other video. Now, this is very, very, very recent. All right? I'm not even going to tell you anything about it. Now, some of you I've already shared this with if you've followed me on Instagram and you've been in contact with me on Instagram. Many of you have seen this, but I'm going to show it to the family as a whole right now. So without any further ado, here we go. Okay, Israel, did you see that? Did you see how this vehicle was maneuvering? Zip, zip, whip, whip, all over the place. And this was in Iran. They were firing at an angel. This right here is what the Most High was talking about through Ezekiel. Living proof. Israel, guess what? They're here. This is how you know the end is coming, Israel. They are here already. They're here. And guess what's getting ready to happen? Manifestation. It's coming. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming, Israel. And guess what? You better be ready. This is why I tell y'all constantly, playtime is over. We got to stop playing games. You better get yourself and your family ready for the return of Christ, because it's coming. It's coming. All right. Verse 14. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now, this is going to be a very video heavy lesson, because I want you guys to see every last piece of proof and evidence. Now, do you see how it just mentioned is going to appear as a flash of lightning, right? So guess what? I got another video for you, another one. I want you to watch it right now. Here we go.
אבל זה יורד למטה. אבל זה יורד למטה.
Amazing. Holy shit. Oh, is that cool? You can almost hardly look at it.
We've seen them in Mississippi like this, but never like never like
All right, Israel, you saw that. The apparent flash of lightning. Now, this happened, I believe that was like 2011. I believe that happened, and I believe that was in 2011. But do you see it's the very same thing? These orbital lights. That's what it's describing right here. And what did it emit? It emitted that flash of lightning and just took off. Broke, as we discussed earlier, the laws of physics. And they put this on the news. I know they wish they never would have done that. I know it. But guess what? It's happening. And they have been visiting here, and that was in Jerusalem. So you know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. Christ and the angels are coming back, and you better be ready. Y'all better be ready. All right, verse 15. Now, as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with 4 faces. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, meaning green. And they 4 had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. No. So now, I know you guys have seen the famous picture of Ezekiel's wheel right here, this one right here. And they've tried to depict this thing on so many different occasions. They know what this is. This is where the whole idea of the flying saucers and all that stuff comes from. They've tried to recreate this and failed. They tried. You can't reproduce what the Most High. This is why Esau amazes me, and not in a good way either. They've always tried to recreate what the Most High has created, and they can't get it done. Whether it be with them damn UFOs, or whether it be through their genetic mutations and cloning and all the rest of that nonsense that they try to do. You can't perfect what the Most High has already done. You just can't do it. But they tried, though. I'll give them that. I'll give them an E for effort for trying. But they ain't gonna get it done. They're not God. They never will be. and the Most High is going to destroy everything that they create. I'm telling you right now. All right, verse 17. When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. So not only do the angels have this maneuverability where they defy the laws of physics, but also their vehicles do too. This is what the man was talking about in the video. These vehicles, these actual machines that these living creatures were coming out of. And I want y'all to understand there's different levels of angels, and they have different looks. There's some with 6 wings. There's some with 4 wings. You have cherubim. You have seraphims. There's different forms of angels. God has made many creations. Just look at the diversity right here on this planet. Look at the diversity between people. Look at the diversity between the animals, from birds, snakes, the aquatic life. Look at all the different things. You didn't think before he made all this, he actually made these different beings that are around him? Just look at the things that's at the throne seat of the Most High, the things that's surrounding him. I'm telling you. And you got to remember, the heavens were open. Ezekiel is looking right up at this. He sees what's going on. He sees this the very same way we are going to see it when the day of the Lord's sacrifice comes and them chariots come through the atmosphere. And then who's coming back? Christ. And we're going to see him in the air. And guess what? Everybody's going to see it. The entire world, the entire planet. Everybody is going to see this event, and guess what they're going to see? Guess what they're going to see? They are going to see these black people in the damn sky. That is what they're going to see. That is the thing that they don't want you to know. Israel, I want y'all to pay very close attention. I want this to sear into your mind. Listen to me. They are going to see these black people in the sky. And they're going to look at you and go, oh no, we didn't. No, we did not screw up this bad. We didn't do this. Oh God, no, please, we did not do this. And they're coming back for you. That event is going to take place. This is not a myth. This is not a fairy tale. This is not folklore. This is a future event that is going to happen on this planet. And you better get ready. You can never say you did not know this. There's going to be so many people that's going to be dropping dead, that's going to fall when they see this actually happen. The day of gnashing of teeth. The yelling, the whimpering, the sobbing. Because they're going to know that they screwed up. I told you before, Israel, the greatest kept secret on this planet is your identity. They don't want you to know who you are. This is why they keep these things buried. This is why these things don't make the national news. They don't. And when they do make it, they take it off. They take it off. Y'all can think I'm crazy all you want to. I'm reading scriptures. This is not my opinion. All right. Verse 17. I'm going to read it again. When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful. Dreadful. Terrifying. And their rings were full of eyes round about them four. So, as the rings were what you would call lights. That's what they put on these UFOs in these movies and stuff when they be putting the lights all around the discs. All right? This here is talking about these types of windows that these creatures can look out of. Remember, they are living creatures inside of these things. And they said they are dreadful. dreadful. So can you imagine when they crack this atmosphere? Oh, I can't wait. I really, really can't wait. I've waited my whole life for this. All right, verse 19. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. So again, these living creatures control these. These creatures control them. These angels control the vehicles with their mind, with their physics, with their own set of laws of their own set of physics. All right, here it is. Verse 19 again. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Do you see what this says? So remember the video, the very last one that we watched, right? What happened? It went up. So guess what that means, Israel? If that orb went up and is this wheel, that means there was an angel right here on earth. But remember, angels are spiritual. We can't see it. We don't have the spiritual eye to see it unless they manifest themselves. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Okay, verse 20. Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. Boom. They're in there. They're in there. And they can manifest themselves as different things, Israel. Oh, I love it. You may not, but I do. I love it. I love every bit of this. Every last bit of this. All right. Verse 22. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creatures was as the color of a terrible crystal, stretched forth over their heads above. So not only do they have these terrifying appearances, but that atmosphere right around their head is even dreadful. And people, oh God, people be talking about they saw these damn things and had conversations with an angel, morons. All right, verse 23. And under the firmament were their wings straight, the one toward another, everyone had two, which covered on this side, and everyone had two, which covered on that side their bodies. So these things are protected all the way around. The spiritual battle armor. Y'all got to get this. And again, y'all sit there and you have these visions of these damn white angels with that long flowing blonde hair, just looking as white as ever. And the Bible does not describe them like that at all. You see how they lie? Not only did they say Christ was white, not only did they say the apostles were white, not only did they say the prophets were white, but now they tried to convince the world that even the angels were white. And the Bible says just the opposite. That Christ is black, that the Most High is black, that the apostles were black, the disciples were black, and now, as we learn tonight, the angels are black. Right here in these scriptures. So, for all of you in that Christian church right now that's watching, guess what? Take this to your pastor and be like, why the hell did you never tell us this? You liar, you murderer. Aren't you supposed to be reading this book? Huh? And you got pictures of angels, and you got pictures of white Jesus all over your church. Why didn't you ever tell us this, pastor? Why not? You know why? Because he can't. You know why he can't? Because if he tells you the truth, they're gonna stop his money. He sold you out like a prostitute. Sold you out. Will never tell you this truth, but will have you believe a lie constantly, look you dead in your face and lie to you, and they'd be like, oh, here is the collection plate. I need you to pay me for lying to you. It's a damn shame. I can't wait for the day when these chariots do come back and these damn passes, you get the crap, the dung wiped all on your face. I hope it goes in your mouth. All right, verse 24. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of great waters. Now, somebody else has that in their voice. His name is Christ. Remember, it said that his voice sounded like many rushing waters. It just lets you know how powerful it is up in that spiritual world. I'm not going to say this yet. I'll wait. As the voice of the Almighty, the voice of speech, as the noise of an host, when they stood, they let down their wings. So when they just come down, so when they're not flying, when they just stand, their wings fall, their wings drop. How crazy is that? Just think about that. Just think of the visual. I'm really trying to paint some very strong visuals for y'all tonight, right? So just think about this. You know, when this angel comes and he just stops, and then his wings just come down, just so nice and peaceful. But when he goes, guess what? Those wings makes this noise. And then you had the idiots before that tried to break this down, talking about these were helicopters. Even when I was in the world, I didn't believe that. I'm like, who in the world? This is saying living creatures. Now, if Ezekiel was prophesying, then he would have said, okay, it was a man in there. It was a man. It was a man that got out of a machine and had these, twirly things. Remember, back then, they didn't have this back then. They didn't have this. So he is describing this in the very best way that he can. And remember, he's not stupid. He's seen these animals before. And these creatures have the faces of these animals that we're used to. And remember what the Most High said, I'm going to discontinue you Israelites from your heritage. All these great things that he's seeing right now, he said, y'all ain't going to see it until the very end. All right, verse 26. And above the firmament that was over their heads was like the likeness of a throne. Ooh, let's see what this is getting ready to say. As the appearance of a sapphire stone, and upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above upon it. What are they looking at? They are looking at the Most High right there, sitting on his throne. Now remember, we were made in his image. Remember that. We were made in the image of the Most High. And this is what I'm getting ready to go into right now. Remember what the Most High said. Psalms 82:6, John 10:34. He said, you Israelites are gods. And I made you in the appearance of me. I made you look like me. That's why your beautiful, nappy, kinky hair looks just like mine. That is why your beautiful, dark skin that is able to absorb the sun. Power. Guess what superhero they went ahead and made after us? The likeness of us. Guess what his name is? Superman. Because you know all about Superman. That's right, I'm a comic geek. Yes, I am. Many of you are too. And guess what? Superman, what is his ability? Where does he derive his power from? His power is derived from the sun. And he absorbs it. Absorbs the power of the sun. Israel, just like us. We absorb the power of the sun. It gives us strength. Not an Edomite. What does the sun do to the Edomite? It gives them skin cancer. Do you know why the Most High removed their melanin? Do you know why? So they can burn faster when them chariots come. That's why. That's why. Never knew that, did you? You know now. All right. Verse 27. And I saw the color of amber as the appearance of fire round about within it, from the appearance of his loins even upward, from the appearance of his loins even downward. I saw it were the appearance of fire, and it had a brightness round about. So the throne is on fire, just like we're gonna be. The children of the light. Speaking more about superheroes, in the last Fantastic Four movie, right? Who was the fireman? Huh? Who was it? Who was it? Who was the Human Torch? That's right, Michael B. Jordan. And in, what's the name of it? The Legends of Tomorrow, DC. Who is the one on fire? Take a look, Israel, right here. Israel, they know who we are. They know who we are. They've always known it, and they know what's coming. They know what's coming, and they put it in their media. They always put it in their mediums. I tell y'all that all the time. All the time, they know what's coming. They know what's going to happen. Now you know. Verse 28. As the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain, so was the appearance of the brightness round about. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spake. So guess what he's talking about? He's talking about the appearance of the Most High. The heavens opened up. He saw the Most High. He saw the angels. He saw these chariots. He saw it all. Just like we're going to see. It's coming. It's going to happen. And you better be ready. I'm telling you right now, y'all better be giving your praises to the Most High. When you wake up in the morning, you better be saying thank you. You better be saying thank you, because guess what? All of that action that's getting ready to take place is because of you, because he's coming back to save us. And it's going to be a show. It's going to be the greatest show on earth. The hell with the circus. No. This is going to be the greatest show on earth. The greatest. The greatest war. Can you imagine the things that we're going to see? Now, mind you, what's going to happen on this day? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? The elect, you, Israel, you, those of us that is striving. How are we going to meet Christ? We're going to meet him in the sky. And how are we going to meet him in the sky? We're going to fly up there to him. There will be no beam me up Scotties. No. We are going to take flight in the air. Oh, yes, that's coming. Oh, yeah, it's coming. And can you imagine all of the other rest of the nations right there on the ground as we looking down, and they're sitting there and they're looking up and they see these black people flying just like Superman. It's coming. Oh, yeah. That day is coming, Israel, and you better be ready. You better be ready. Because remember what the Most High said again, Jeremiah 17:4. I am going to discontinue you from your heritage. Why? Because my fire burns with anger. There's that fire again. We've talked about fire over and over and over and over in many lessons. Many. That fire. And it is coming. Oh, it's coming. Just look at all of these wildfires that's happening on the planet now. Who do you think is starting that? Why do you think they're starting that? Just a little prelude to what's coming. This whole earth is going to be in flames. Not only is the whole earth going to be in flames, but as the Most High told us already, that the blood of these other nations and the 2/3 disobedient Israelites, the blood is going to be so high, it's going to come up to the horse's bridle. Do you understand that? Do you know how tall a damn horse really is? It's going to be that high. It's going to be all the way up there from the slaughter and bloodshed that Christ is coming for. Because remember, Christ is coming for war, not to bring peace. He's coming for war. So for everybody that's sitting there and thinking that the big rainbow and hugs and teddy bears and all that's coming with Christ, that white man in the sky ain't never gonna happen. Never. The one that is gonna happen, it's the big black Messiah in the sky. His beautiful black bronze skin is going to come, and not coming back as a man, but is coming back in all his glory with these angels in these chariots. And Israel, they're coming for you. That's why I cannot understand why so many of our people do not get this, but it's not meant for me to understand. It's not meant for you to understand. You know why? We're in the truth, they're not. And that's just the bottom line. That's just the bottom line. 2/3 has to go. 2/3. As a matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's get it. I'm telling you right now. All right. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. Watch this. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. 2 parts, that's 2/3. But the third shall be left therein. Let's continue. Go down to verse 9. And I will bring the third through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. Deal with it. That's the bottom line, Israel. That's the bottom line. And ain't a damn thing can change about it. Nothing is going to change about it. That is the future prophecy. That is what's going to happen. That is what is coming. And guess what? You got one chance. You got one chance. It's either you getting this truth, keep these commandments, or you're dead. Repent or die. There's nothing else to say. Nothing else. It's that's it. Repent or die, Israel. And you're a fool if you don't want this. I don't get it. I don't understand why our people don't want this. I don't understand it. They will much rather listen to people like these conscious men that don't bring out the scriptures, the Umar Johnsons and those type of people. I don't get it. I really don't. And guess what? I don't respect those men. You know why? Because they don't come from the scriptures. They don't teach us anything. They don't teach our people a damn thing other than how to use the vain traditions of men with philosophy, which the Bible completely says, go against that. Don't do that. Do not rely on anybody's philosophy. You better rely on my words. You better rely on every last sentence in this book, from the first word in Genesis to the last book, to the last word in Revelation, the very last thing, and everything in between. That is the only thing that we need to be concerned about. That is it. No philosophies, nothing else. The word, the scriptures, and that's it. That comes from the Most High, that was given to us through the prophets, through the disciples, through the apostles, through Christ, through the Most High. That's it. That's it. This cannot get any more plain, Israel, and that's just the bottom line to it. It really is. So, Israel, I am so glad that we were able to spend this time together again this week. And I really want you guys to, even if you got to watch this again, watch it again. Look at those videos. And pay attention to all the things that's happening around the world right now, because Israel is getting ready to wrap up. It really, really is. All of this is getting ready to wrap up. And guess what? We are going to experience the glory of the Most High with our very own eyes. It's coming. It's coming. And I cannot say this anymore, Israel. Repent or die. You got to keep these commandments. You got to keep them. You will never say, I did not tell you. When you stand in front of the Most High, you cannot say, I was never told about this word, whether it be from me, whether it be from the brothers out there on the streets, on the front line, planting those seeds. You got to keep the commandments. Because if not, all of these great things that's coming, you're going to miss out on because you're going to be killed. That's the bottom line, Israel. That is the absolute bottom line. And I don't want any one of us to die. I know 2/3 of us have to, but for those of us that are striving in this truth, I want you to live. I want to see you in the kingdom. I want y'all as my neighbors in the kingdom. That's what I want. That's what I want. And that's what I'm going to be striving for. That is why I get out here every week and do what I do, because I love you. Damn it, I love y'all and I mean it. And I want you guys to give this very same love to our people. Tell our people who we are so that we can get up out of here. I don't know about you. I want to go home. I want to go home. I really, really do. But honestly, I want to see that vision. I want to see them chariots just crack the sky and come through, and Christ in all his glory just coming through. I'm going to be the biggest cheerleader. I'm going to be the biggest person yelling. I'm letting you know right now. I'm letting you know right now. I cannot wait for this day. This is the day that I was made for, and I can't wait. And I want to share that experience with every last one of you. Every last one of you. So I'm done rambling. Israel, I love y'all so much, and I want y'all to have a fantastic week. Thank you once again for bringing in this Sabbath here with me, here with your brother, and I wish every last one of you the best, and I'm going to be praying for y'all, and I love you, and take care of each other. Kiss your kids, kiss your mothers, your fathers, and let them know that you love them, and let them know who they are in this truth. Israel, I love you. I'm out.